Welcome to my channel, Chit Chat Down Under. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back, guys. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a little bit of everything. I've got a little friend mail parcel. I've got some goodies that Jack hauled. And I have a small parcel. And we'll just see how far we get. And I'll just get you up. And let's have a look. Okay, we're live. Are we live? Yes, we are. So welcome. And so big guy who is now 36, he just had a birthday, and this time 36 years ago he was a babe in my arms, and now he's a big guy. And so Michael was meant to do a taste test with me. We have lots of goodies to taste test for you. However, he unexpectedly had to go to work and he's in a different state. So he will probably come back on maybe next week and we'll do a taste test for you. But so today I had to ad-lib, and so I have got a small friend mail package, and I wanted to show you this little journal that I made for a friend who's having a little baby. And I have got some goodies of Jack's, and I also have a small Temu haul. So this probably won't be a very big video, but I'm on my own, so we'll get into it. And my husband just bought me back a bacon and egg muffin from Macca's and a Coke, so let's get into it. How are we all? So first of all, I'm going to do Jack's little haul because he really wants to have these. And the first one is a cooling tower fan, a cooling fan. And I think that just latches onto his Xbox. And I'll just get my little scissors. I'll use the little ones. So how have you been, guys? I've been well. Hi, Leanne. How are you? Oh, hi, Jan. How are you both? It's been a bit like that. Okay, so this is really cool. So this actually just plugs into the side of his Xbox into the USB port. It has 3 fans, and that will help keep his Xbox cool during summer months because it does get really hot. And he actually so this is how it latches on. Well, here you can see it better. So this is the Xbox here, and it just plugs into the side and just helps keep it all nice and cool. What he has been using is, if you remember in a previous haul, I actually did have one of those camping fans that is a solar powered one, but you can also charge it with a USB cable. And he uses those because the batteries last quite a long time on those, and they're really good. So he's been using those, and he bought a second one even so that he could keep his Xbox cool. But he thought if he buys this one as well, this one will actually keep the part cool where the actual, all the gizzards of the machine are, where, you know, where all the, I guess, the motherboard and things like that are. Oh, thank you for hitting the like button, Jan. I always appreciate that. It does help my channel to grow. My channel is growing slowly, but we're getting there slowly but surely. I've just hit 10,000 hours of viewing. So thank you guys for all of that. 10,000 viewing hours. That's amazing. So now I've just got to hit the 1,000 and we can do some giveaways. Okay. Oh, my Stitch shirt. Thank you for mentioning it, Jan. I haven't actually hauled this yet, but I'll haul it now. It was $17.50. And it's a Stitch shirt, but it's okay to be different. And of course it has got the autistic little, the little puzzle pieces there. I have a touch of autism, and of course it makes me crazy, but I'm unique. Next up, Jack has also got a umbrella for his car. Now I have, 10K viewing hours, not 10K subscribers, 10K viewing hours, so that's amazing. Keep up the good work. And this is just one of those umbrellas that goes in your car. Now, Jack's car stands out in the sun all day at work, and it gets really hot, especially in the summer months. So if it's like up around the late 30s, or in, as you would say, in America and places like that, I think that would be the high 90s, even over the 100. And this will simply, it's like an umbrella, but it actually sits on your dash, your windscreen, and then you just lock it in with your visors, and it's reflective. And I do have one of these in my car as well, and I do use it in summer, and it is highly, highly effective, and it does reduce the heat in the car, but most importantly, it actually protects your car from the harsh sun. And so Jack says, well, his car's really, really hot in the afternoon, so he's decided he wanted one of these for his car so that he can stay nice and cool, as well as keep the car nice, because your dash really suffers from the sun. And they're really good. I don't remember, he hasn't given me prices, guys, but yeah, so it's just like an umbrella, and it just pops in your car, sits in your passenger seat there, and it's just brilliant. I really love that. Next item he has bought is a cooling stand for his Xbox. Now, so if you see the side here, on the opposite side is where the little fan will go that he's bought. And this one also holds two gaming, your gaming console and your, is that a remote? And it does have 3 USB ports, but this is a stand to sit the Xbox on. So, because he finds out that in summertime his Xbox starts playing up, it starts lagging, and also because the heat, but also because when it's hot, all you want to do is stay indoors, so we all get on our devices, and of course the more people that are on, the less Jack can play. So he's decided he wants to get a cooling tower and make life a little bit easier. I don't know what this little clippy bit is. What is that little clip? I don't know. Oh, it's for it. This little clip here is to hold his headphones. Now, I guess that would clip onto his Xbox, maybe. Okay, so the clip, I think this clip hooks onto his Xbox, and then he can hang his headphones on that. And then this is obviously, this plugs into his Xbox, and then he sits the Xbox in here, and then this will have a fan. There's a little vent there, and the fan will cool from the bottom. And it's also a charger, guys, because there's little ports here for his handheld consoles, and he can simply pop 2 in. So they're charging while it's cooling, and it has got an on-off switch here, and that will tell, it lights up if it's the fan, and it lights up. You can just have one handheld console charging, or 2, or you can have all of it on. So that's a really good little gadget for him. I'm curious to see how it works. And there's a little screw part here so that he can, I don't know why that would be there, maybe to screw the Xbox from the bottom. He can actually put the screw in there, in here, and he can actually keep his Xbox in place. So that's really handy. I think he's going to love that. But he said, Mum, can you please haul those goods? Because I need them. So, okay. So that's that. So Jack has spent quite a bit of money in the last couple of weeks. However, he never usually spends money, and he just decided he's going to spoil himself because he doesn't spend a lot of money. And so he's had a lot of fun doing that. Okay, next up, his last item is this. And I think this may be, is it a Temu? I'm not sure where he got these items from, guys. He did do shopping on Amazon. He did do some on Wish. He did some on Temu. And I don't think he did eBay, because I think he's only just starting to get a, what do you call it? The eBay app sorted out, and he's getting PayPal. Okay, so what he's bought, he has got 4 of these. They have got the little hooks that you can use for hanging. Now I'm going to actually hook all of these together for him. So we are going to put all of these 4 together. So you can imagine there'll be one after the other. So this one says eat, sleep, game, repeat. So that's the first one, and it is really beautifully painted. And then he has this second one, which is the only fear is no Wi-Fi. And Jack definitely hates when there's no Wi-Fi. He has got nothing to do because he doesn't have any hobbies other than playing games. This one is just 5 minutes more. I'm sure all parents have heard this one. Come on, Mum, just 5 more minutes. I know little guy, my grandson, he does say that when he's with me. Blame it on the lag. So that's his excuse. Blame it on the lag. So that one's awesome. So you can imagine, guys, these will all be, I'm going to hang them all so they are one under the other. And then he can put them on his door or near his Xbox there, above his desk. That would look cool on the wall. That way I only have 2 holes in the wall because they're all going to be nailed one to the other. And I will check to see which colours go together, you know, like which ones are the, you know, something like that, you can imagine. And then the last one will be there. So that's cool. I love that. I will pop them together for him. Yeah, I love them, Leanne. They're beautiful signs. I love, love, love that. He's got good taste, Jack has. Now this is getting paper stuff all over there. Condensation from the cup. I don't know where I've put my tissues. Where have I put my tissues? I don't know. It's a mystery. I don't know. Okay, next up, I wanted to show you this little book that I finished. Now, if you want to know how to make these journals, I have got a full tutorial in one of my previous videos. I think I posted it maybe a month ago, maybe, or maybe not so long ago. So I simply had some of these paper packs. It's just this sort of pattern, and I had pink colours, and I had a few little baby type patterns that could go with it. And she knows she's having a girl. She's due in December, so I thought I'll get a head start. I've already chosen a few little baby outfits for her little girl. And I'm one of these people who doesn't believe in buying brand new, like I buy brand new, but I don't buy brand new baby, like newborn clothes for new mums. I actually buy ones that are a little bit bigger, because nearly everyone who buys clothes for a newborn will buy newborn size, and so they grow out of that so quickly. Within 6 weeks, they will no longer be able to wear it. So I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if I get her some stuff for winter? So I have bought her, because I do reborn dolls, I had a whole wardrobe full, I have a whole wardrobe full of baby clothes. So I thought I'll go through and find the bigger clothes. So I bought her 0 to 3 months and some 6-month baby clothes. And that way, when winter comes or it starts getting a bit cooler, she will be able to have those for the baby when it's a bit older. Oh, Jan says she's got my tutorial saved. Well, Jan, this is just a little idea on what you can do. Now, I've put these little hearts on, which are just stickers that I have picked up. I've also put these little pearls on, and I've also put the little, I had a little sticker pack, and I've just put the gold edging on and that sort of thing. And I had these letters. I had a big sheet of these letters. That's the only lettering I had left. And I had, I think, 1 sheet of baby stuff, because the words are really hard to find. I found that every shop that I go to, I look for the sheets, you know, this size with the lettering on it, and I just can't find them. They've only got the lines, they've got the little diamantes, they've got little pictures, but they don't have the words like best wishes, what's the other one? Best wishes, even happy birthday, congratulations, thinking of you, thank you, all of those, you just can't get them anymore. And Leanne says she's also saved the tutorial, and when she has some time, she'll sit down and try it. Now, they are the easiest journals to make. It's 4 pieces of paper, or 4 pieces of cardstock more, I should say. And then you just simply decorate. Now, I usually have the 12 by 12 decoration sheets. Sometimes you can get away with doing a 6 by 6 and just put a little 6 by 6 and then put a little something above it or below it. Or you can use the 6 by 6 as a pocket and then put another piece of paper as a contrast behind. But the tutorial will explain that. So I'm just showing you this one as an example. So that's the first page I've done. And so here we have, they are both pouches. So I have created out of the leftover cardstock, I have created just, this is the front, and then this part she can write on. She can write little bits and pieces that she wants to do, and I've just made 2 of those cards, slightly different. And the strip that I had left actually is little bicycles, so I thought that was really cute. And these were just a sheet. It had that on one side, that on the other, so I've just cut the 12 by 12 up. These were all 12 by 12 sheets, and I've just cut them up, and I still have quite a bit left as well. Now, each one of these does fold out. So we have, here I have put an envelope. Before I stuck the page down, I have popped in an envelope. She can put some keepsakes, a lock of hair, whatever, or some little pictures. This she can write and journal on. And then this side I have made a little frame out of some leftover paper, put some acetate behind, and you can just leave the top open so that a photo can be put in through there. And then this folds out again. And then I have here another envelope where she can put some little keepsakes in. I hope you can see this. I'm a bit all over the place. And again, she has another page there of journaling, another page of journaling, so she can maybe put her experiences of birth, or she can put baby's first words, baby's first tooth. She can put all her dates in, and it will be a nice little keepsake. Then this little side opens up and we have another photo mat, so she can pop another photo in there. Again, more place for journaling. I've put a little bit of bling. And then we have a little pouch. So there's another card here that I've just simply made out of leftover paper. So this is 2 pieces of paper that was left over, and then I still had a piece of this fancy off one of the throwaways, and I've just added some gold bling and made a beautiful little card. And then I also had this little piece of paper left, and I've just made a little bookmark out of it. And then this was another piece of scrap paper which would have been thrown away, and I just cut the flower out and stuck it on. And again, she has this, and that's the only words I had, was a baby girl or new girl and a new baby. So that's the only words I had left. So yeah, so that's the book. And then I just put, out of the big ones I had, I just put princess. And then on the back, I simply put handmade by Diane. So that's going to be for Nikki, for a friend called Nikki. And she's due to have her first baby in December, and I thought that would be a nice little keepsake. She can put all the baby's milestones, a couple of newborn photos, and yeah, something for her to look forward to. So that's that one. And then I have friend mail. Now this was from Honey Bear, aka Roz. And Roz, I really appreciate you sending these. I have had a quick peek just so I know what was going on. And speaking of the words pages that I can't get, Roz has generously sent me a beautiful little package. Now she sent me a little card. It is a handmade card. Did you make this card yourself, Roz? It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got little daffodils. And it says just a little note. It has got a beautiful little butterfly there where the wings can come up. And all these little leaves, they're just so dainty. They're like, I don't even know what they're made of. They're beautiful. It's got a couple more butterflies. Absolutely gorgeous. And she writes, "Hi Diane, I was watching your show when you said you had trouble finding word stickers, which I do. I cannot find them. And she said she had an excess, so she thought she'd share them with me. She loves my channel and seeing me and my family with my hauls. Nice to see a great Aussie hauler. She's just a viewer, aka Honey Bear, and that's from Roz." What a beautiful, beautiful lady. And she said she had a stash of these, knew that I had trouble finding them, and she has generously shared some with me, which is amazing. I've absolutely really needed these. So the first one says, "Best wishes, thank you, and thinking of you." So there's a mix of those, a whole sheet. And Roz lives in New South Wales, so she's the next state down from us. And then this one is best wishes with the little flowers. Ah, isn't that lovely? Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Roz. I'm really going to use these. And this one is another best wishes. However, these ones are a little bit larger. And she has given, I think, 2 of those. Oh no, hang on, no, there's another different one again. So that one's best wishes as well. And they're a little bit larger. So they're 3 different designs, guys. All 3 different designs. How wonderful. What a generous lady. Thank you so much. Then this one is, these 2 are happy birthdays with little candles. And they've got little cakes. So the little cakes and the little bows, they can be used for any occasion. You could even use them for a baby's first little thing, or the little bows you can use for congratulations, anything like that. Then we have this one I've never ever seen. This one says friends forever, and it's got friends, 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 friends. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm just gobsmacked at your generosity, Roz. I really am. And this one is get well soon, congratulations, and on your new home. So it's got a little house, and then it has on your new home, and it's congratulations, and what did I say there? Get well soon. And I use a lot of the get well soons. Whenever I know someone's sick, I send them a lovely little card. Then we have a thinking of you, and they've got the pretty little flowers. And she has also given that one in a silver. Isn't that lovely? So generous. Where on earth did you find all of these? Or did you just you bought them a long time ago? That's what I did. I think one year, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I went on to eBay and I found a seller who sold them, and I think they were around $2 a sheet. But if you bought 10 sheets, you would get a little discount. And I think I ended up buying $50 worth of these things, and they're all gone. I've already used them all. And now I can't find them anywhere. I've looked in the little $2 shops. I've looked at Crazy Clark's. I've looked at dollars and cents. I've looked everywhere, and I just can't find them. They're nowhere to be seen. These thinking of yous are cute because they have the little flowers, and I do use that a lot, so thank you. This one is, these ones are more of the happy birthdays. And then we have these beautiful, beautiful frames, which I will definitely use. And they also have the cute little corners now. So we've got silver and gold, and they have got the little corners so that you can, instead of using the frame, you can just use the 4 little corners. So they're really cute. Hi Deb, how are you? And then we also have the little teacups with the coffee cups, or teacups with the teapots. And then we also have in the silver, we have got, let me have a look. Oh, there's two stuck together, is there? Yes, there is. We also have the cupcakes, which I've never seen either of these, and they are adorable. What I like to do is sometimes when I haven't seen a friend for a long time, I like to send a card, and all my cards are three-dimensional. They're all handmade. And then what I do is I put in a little note, say, you know, oh, how have you been? It's been a while. And I put a little tea bag in, and then I say, have a cup of tea on me until we see each other again. We can have a real one together. So I just do that occasionally. Then these ones are little, I think they're little borders in the silver, and I do use silver a lot. Quite lovely. And then we have another one that says for someone special, and they are also in the silver. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh wow. Then we have It's a Boy, It's a Girl. My goodness, this is never ending. So those two will come in handy for sure. Oh, these are adorable. Then we have the little pink prams. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, and they've even got little footprints, little baby footprints. And then we have Warmest Wishes as well. And we have, oh, these ones are baby. Oh, they're so cute. These baby ones, have a look. They've got little baby outfits. They look like boy outfits. And we also have the little stork and the clothesline with all the little clothes. We've got teddy bears, we've got clouds, counting sheep. Oh, that's adorable. I've never seen any of these. So Roz, thank you so much for all of those. That's amazing. You're so generous, and thank you. I will use every single one of these. I will definitely get use out of them. My goodness, there's so many in here. Wow, just thank you so much. I've sent you a little card of thanks, and I've popped in a few little stickers. Nothing like what you've done for me, of course. Just a little thank you to say I think of you and I appreciate you. So thank you. I will pop the card up on my counter. I have a little area where I put all the cards that I get from friend mail, and I pop them up there so that I'm reminded of how generous people are and how wonderful. There's still wonderful people out there in the world, guys. So that is, I'm really pleased with that. You have no idea. Roz, you just made my day. Now, where's the haul? Now, this is a very small haul. And what I have now, these turned up really late. So it comes in a bag. And what did I pay? For these ones, I paid, it's size 40 to 41. And they are pink, and I paid $12.90, and now they are $12.05. And what they are, I might keep the bag actually because winter is almost over. And what they are is they are beautiful, fluffy. They're like a sheepskin type suede, but they're not. Don't know why they would put sport on a slipper. Has the fluff, it has got the fluffy insert. They've got the thick soles, which are really spongy, and I'm going to get a lot of use out of these. However, I won't be using them until next winter, so I will pop them away and I will use those next winter, if I remember, if I remember where they are. So I've also bought my husband some, and yeah. So there you go. So that's one pair of shoes. Next up we have, now this is super heavy. This is 2 kilos worth. And what it is the epoxy resin. Now these were free for me. But how much are they normally? I think they're $45.50 normally. And they are sold out. And I got these for free with the calendar challenge. They were my ultimate gift, which is the gift that you get right at the end. So it has the hardener and it has the epoxy resin. And I think it's 1 for 1. So if you put 100 mils of this, you've got to have 100 mils of that. And I bought that because I'm going to make some little maybe jewelry items, or I'm going to branch out and get yet another hobby. As if I haven't got enough, guys. I mean, I do so many things. I used to do scrapbooking. I do card making. I do sewing, quilting. I used to do quilting. Reborn dolls. I do the candle making. I do quilling, bead making, paper bead making. I do doll houses. What else? I'll be doing this now, which is something I've never done. Wow. Yep, girls, we can make anything we like. That's right. And next up we have, these are the iodine cotton swabs. Now I have bought these I think 2 or 3 times before. I paid $3.85, now $4.11. And I really love these because they are really good for when you hurt yourself. I've never had them come in a box before. Normally they just come like that. And I will show you because some people may not know how to use them. Yes, Jen, the epoxy resin is really expensive. Now I did buy, I think I bought the half-litre bottles, the 500 ml, and I have hauled them here before because I thought I'll get the smaller bottles just to check to see. The little birds you can hear are little blue honey eaters, and they're eating Millie's little dry food. Anyway, so I bought the other bottles. They're about that thin, about that tall, and they were already $52 for those 2 bottles, just for those 2. And these ones are bigger, and these ones are $45. So you have to really shop around. Yeah, so this mixing ratio, so you've got A and B, it's 1:1, and definitely if you do get the calendar challenge, you can choose that as your ultimate gift, which is what I've done. And I think the next ultimate gift that I'm getting is, I think I've only got 5 more days left, and I'm getting a leaf blower for outside. So when my husband does the mowing, he always mows and the grass always flies onto the concrete, so I can get out there straight away and I can go out and blow it off again so that the seeds don't grow in the concrete cracks. So this is what it is. It's a little earbud or a cotton swab, whatever you want to call it. And it has got 2 ends. Now there's liquid inside. There's a little end that has a little red line. And that's the one that you crack. But as soon as you crack it, you must put, now I have a little wound here. I'll show you what to do. You simply crack the one and then the air will go through and the liquid goes down to the bottom one, and then you simply dab that on and it will disinfect. Now I don't know how well you can actually see this, but there you go. I can't turn my, can you see the yellow on there? So that's the iodine, and it will disinfect. And that's what it's for, guys. It's for small wounds, not for large ones. How much can you make with the amount that I got, Jan? I'm not sure. I have never done it before, but there's 2 litres of liquid in here, so I would imagine that you can make an awful lot with these. I also plan to try, I'm going to get a really pretty plain white dish, and I'm going to put a little bit of resin in, and then I'm going to paint like a, a goldfish, but just 1 layer, then put another thin layer, paint another layer of goldfish, and what you end up with is a dish with resin, but it looks like there's real goldfish swimming in there. So I've seen that on YouTube, and I really want to try that. It looks effective. I can imagine you would be able to make a lot of jewelry with this if you have the little silicone shapes. I have got little silicone, I've got a little silicone bowl, a dish that I did. I think I showed you when I did my wax stuff. I did wax candles out of it, And all I did was make the dish out of wax, and then I put, when it was dried, I put in a wick and then filled it with different coloured wax. So it's a wax candle completely. It's really pretty. I also could use that as to make a bowl made out of plaster of Paris. You can use it for that. So if you do get silicon shapes, silicon molds, yeah, you call them molds, yeah, you can definitely use it for resin, for wax, for plaster of Paris, anything that you have something like that. You can even make little jellies. If you've got jelly, you make your jelly a little bit thicker. You use 2 lots of powder with 1 lots of water that you would normally use. I think it's 100 ml of water, 400 ml of water. But use only 400 ml of water, but put 2 packs of jelly in, and then they set really hard. Not hard, but they set really firm. So you could do jelly shots with vodka and things like that with them. So if you buy the silicone molds, guys, there's multiple uses for them so that you get your money's worth. But I think with the resin that I've got there, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to get a lot done with that. What I've also used it for, the reason I bought the other lot, is my mother gave me some little trivets, I think you call them, the little coasters that you put hot food on, or you can use them for just setting something on, a little teapot or something like that. And I thought that the little diamonds would be a little bit, you know, not so good with a hot pot or something like that on it. So I thought I'll put a piece of tape around the edges and pour a little layer of resin, which will, 1, set the diamonds, and 2, protect the diamonds. It'll be a little bit more heat resistant. And that's what I did. And then I just sanded the edges, and I ended up with a beautiful little, they're now little trivets that have been sealed, so the diamantes won't come off. What else have we got here? Okay, so, and I've still got quite a bit of resin left in there. I just want to get some more jewelry stuff, because I've bought little pieces of, I did show them. They're little flowers, tiny, tiny, tiny little paper flowers. I've got little paper animals, glitter. You can put glitter in, you can put sequins in. I bought the sequins. I bought some, and I bought them all from Kmart. If you're Australian, they are in Kmart, available there in their little art department, and they're really cheap. I think I got some of them for $2, and some were a little bit dearer. And I was told to, if you do want to put paper pictures into resin, you know, like if you've got beautiful, I have seen people do like brooches where they put a piece of paper, a beautiful piece of paper, like wrapping paper with a rose or a picture of a scenery or something. But I've been told if you put that in and then put resin on, it may melt it. So you have to, before you put the paper in, you have to laminate it and then put it in, and then pour the resin on top of that. So I'm hoping to do that as well. Don't just take notice of the depth of your pour, not too deep. Deep pour resins for deeper molds. Yep. Okay, I didn't know there was a difference between deep pour and... okay, so what would this one be then? So I'm not sure. Does it tell you? This one goes crystal clear. It has 40 minutes of work time. So you have 40 minutes to make what you want to make before it sets too much that you can't pour it. It's self-leveling, which I love. It's non-flammable, can't English today, non-flammable, and no VOCs or low odor, no VOCs. I don't know what that means. Is that dangerous smells or whatever? It says, prepare AB glue mold, measure cup glitter. So prepare. So you've got to get A and B. You get your resin, get your mold, get your measure cup, get your glitter and your colour. Oh, that's right. You've also got to, you can have colour. And you pour 1-to-1 ratio with your A and B. Then it says stir slowly for about 1 to 2 minutes until the liquid runs clear. So it is, you've got to keep going until it's clear. Add the right amount of pigment pigment that you need. Now, the pigment inks that you have, you only need very little, and they are really vibrant. So if you put too much in, it's going to be really, really bright. IOD molds have much resin to use in the molds. Okay, so Daisy says IOD molds have how much resin to use in the molds. Okay. Volatile. Okay, so VOC is volatile organic compounds. Thank you for that, Leanne. I didn't know. So see, all these wonderful ladies, all these lovely ladies, they know the answers. So that's why we love doing lives, because you get instant reply. Okay, so step number 4, add the right amount of your pigment that you need, remembering not too much. And then 5, slowly pour into the mold after mixing, and then allow at least 24 hours to cure before demolding. Now, after you have poured it into the molds, I have heard that you can gently lift it and tap it onto the table to bring the bubbles up to the top. And then, of course, if you want to put your glitter and that in, you would put the glitter in with your pigment, and that way, you know, and if you want a little bit of glitter on top, you can put a little bit of glitter on the top if you want that to sit directly on top. Otherwise, it, you know, it would go down to the bottom. And that's it. So it says, these are some notes to just realize. When the temperature is low, meaning it's cold around you, it is recommended to heat part A in warm water before mixing. So sit it in a dish in some warm water and warm it up first, because the resin is thicker and the bubbles are not easy to eliminate if you are doing this on a cold day. And the second little hint says, when the temperature is high, meaning if it is really hot, it is recommended to mix part A and B with a small amount, not over 100 gram at a time. Otherwise, the resin will cure quickly and it turns yellow and not clear. So that's a good little advice there to remember. Number 3 says, stirring the resin slowly in one direction for 1 to 2 minutes. Otherwise, there will be a lot of bubbles. If you briskly stir, and it's just like if you were whisking whipping cream, the more you add the air, the more it's going to thicken and bubble up, and because the bubbles are going to create more. So you don't want to do that. You want to just stir it gently so that you're not putting too much air in and creating more bubbles. And it says there, and then add the fillers such as pigment to stir together if there are any, or if you put glitter in. And then step number 4, it says operate strictly according to the proportion of the part A and B, otherwise it will not solidify. So again, if you must, it is a good idea to measure with a, you know, if you have one of those little measure scales that measures up to a kilo, you can simply stick your cup on, press 0 and it'll go to 0. Pour in an amount of A and then see how much it is. If it's 100 gram, then set it back to 0 and then pour B, and then when you hit 100, you know it's exactly the right proportion. Okay, but this one doesn't say if it's for deep pouring. It does say ideal for use on almost any surface, including wood, canvas, glass, MDF, photos, and molds. Now, I know that if you are one of these people who does paint pouring, which I have also done, you know, where you make your paints, you thin the paints, acrylic or whatever, out with some PVA glue and some water. You mix that and you end up with paint pouring paint, and you pour that onto a canvas in different colors with a jug or whatever, a sieve, whatever you want to do, and then you put it on a lazy Susan, you spin it and the colors change. When you have finished that and it sets, it will set like a matte. However, if you want the colors to pop, once it has fully dried, you can then pour some resin on the top of it and simply spread that out evenly. It is self-leveling, remember, so you can then cover that and it will make the colors pop. So it's high gloss and perfectly clear surface when it sets. Easy to use by 1:1 ratio. formulated for artists, self-leveling, certified non-toxic, low odor, and you can breathe easy. And again, it just says measure equal part epoxy resin and hardener, add pigment if desired. Surface must be dry and free of dust. If there is dust, the resin will not stick. Recommended to wear protective gloves. And I would highly recommend that as well, because I didn't wear gloves the first time and it is really sticky and it is hard to get off. 40 minutes work time, 24 hours cure time. It is recommended to add a small amount of A and B, but not too much, otherwise it is easy to be heated and quickly solidified, resulting in bubbles and yellowing. Please pour the mixed epoxy resin and hardener into the mold as soon as possible and do not leave it for too long. All glues have a slight smell, which is normal. Warning, keep out of reach of children. It will be poisonous if ingested. Avoid inhalation. May cause eye or skin irritation. First aid, call a physician. And toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. So not good. Okay, so that's really cool, and yeah. And so that I'm really looking forward to trying that, but I will be using my other stuff first. So that's that. Awesome. Daisy, you make your own waxes. Do you use soy wax or do you use beeswax? Thanks for all the info. You're welcome, Jan. It's my pleasure. Okay, next up. Now, I'll also please check to see what the ratio is, because there are some resins out there that are already put together. So I think that's right. They've already got the ratios right, so you can just pour and it hardens. So I think that's correct. So definitely check the ratio first. Now, these items I bought for my car, and I can't believe I paid that much. It's ridiculous. But they are tissues, and they fit perfectly in your drink holder in your car, and that's why I bought them. They each have, one's pink, one's white. So this one's pink, this one's white. Hard to see, but they're identical, just a different colour. I paid $6.59. That's a lot. That's too much. Now $4.49, so I would have got the $2.10 back. However, I still think they're ridiculously overpriced. But I thought they were cute to go in my car because they're the perfect size for the drink holder. And I will be popping one in. And you simply take the top off. But I will be getting that off with this. Oh, let's have a look. Deb says she had a reaction in a mould and had to throw the mould out in the front yard to smoulder on grass fumes. On grass, the fumes were terrible. I'm lucky I was home. Wow, how did that happen? So the reaction in the mould, so you had a reaction with the mould and the resin? Or was it a reaction with the resin and then it smouldered and wow. Lucky you were home, definitely. How would you take these out? Okay, I'm not sure where to start on these because it doesn't say. Oh, well, there you go. Wasted those, but that's okay. So that will go in my car. And that way, when you're driving, you can just pull one out and you will not be distracted. Wow, so you actually had the resin mold and it was smouldering. Wow, that would have been scary. Okay, next up we have these, and these are for my husband, and they are $9.38, now $7.84, because he's wearing a pair of old purple ones of mine, and I think he should have his own. And these are the men's ones, and they are really nice. They've got the chevron print there, they have got the soft inner sole there, and they have got the rubber on the bottom, so they're non-slip. And these feel really super soft, and inside they are really soft. That feels so good. So he will love those. And these do come in different colours. They come in brown, the grey, which is this one, and they also come in the dark blue. And I think Jack has got grey pair, and he also has the dark blue pair. Oh no, he's got brown and dark blue. So I got Dennis the grey, because I have bought them before. So Deb says the UV resin needs a UV lamp to cure. They are ready to use. Yep. Epoxy resin needs mixing. Right, so... Okay, so they are ready to use. Epoxy needs mixing. It got too hot and thermic reaction, and it was a deep mold. Oh, wow. So that was ruined, eh? And Deb said she should have done it in 2 pours. So, yeah, if you've got too much, if it's a deep one, then don't do it in one go. That makes sense, because the resin does get hot. It gets warm. As you mix them, they get warm. It's a bit like, you know how you've got the, I think it's shoe glue, and you can get the epoxy resins where there's 2, and they come in a tube, and the tube, when you take the top off, when you squeeze it, they both come out together, and you put them on a little thing, and you mix them together, and they're like a yellowy colour, and they get really hot. They do get hot. And I think it's the same with the resin. It can get quite hot. So, yeah, I think that's why they say if it's a hot, hot day. What did it say about hot? Yeah, if the temperature is too high, it's recommended to mix part A and B with a small amount, not a large amount at a time. So, Deb, was it a hot day when you did that? Yeah, so Deb, please tell us if that was a hot day that you did that and it was too much, so, because it can get really hot. Okay, this next item was $6.14, now $6.42. Now, in my defense, when I bought this, now this is $6. I don't normally pay $6 for a pair of knickers. However, when I bought this, it had 4 colours, and I thought I was getting 4 colours for the $6. That's not the case. It just gives you one random colour out of the 4 colours, and they look more like bathing suit, and they are simply just a pair of knickers, and they have got the no elastic edge there, and they're quite lovely. And they did have these in 4 colours. I think there was a pink, a blue, this one, and I think a yellow, and it has got the little piece there in the middle, and they actually feels like a swimsuit, but I thought I'll try it on. It'd be nice with a pair of jeans. The material is 90% polyester and 10% elastane, so I take the tag out straight away. Oh, hello Jackie, how are you? Jackie lives in New Zealand, so she has a rookin. So Deb says she now, because she had the, yes, it was summer, she says it was hot. So if you are doing a deep pour, Deb is saying do not do a deep pour on a hot day, because it will get too hot and it will go on fire. Now, she says she was lucky she was home, because had she not have been home, it may have burnt her house down. So if you are doing pouring, do not leave it unattended. Or if you are leaving, take it outside and let it cure outside. If it's a hot day, Deb now says that she uses fans to keep it cool. And it does recommend on the box, please note, if it's hot, don't do more than 100 ml at a time, because it can get too hot. And if it's cold, warm the part A, I believe it said part A, warm that in a dish inside, you know, like not in warm water, but in a separate dish sitting in warm water to heat it up so that it does, otherwise it won't set, it'll not work. I'll just get these out. So Jackie was one of my first giveaway winners. I had 4 winners, and one came from Melbourne, who is one of my lovelies who's been with me since day one, which is Bronwyn, and she's always commenting on my videos. She's lovely. And then I had Roz from Florida, I believe. She lives in Florida in America. And then I had another lady who lives in America somewhere. I can't remember the suburb. And I had Jackie who lives in New Zealand. And Jackie recently gave me friend mail. And if you would like to check that out, it's in one of my recent videos. And she spoiled me rotten. And Jackie, I did share I shared some of the papers. I gave Mum half of the papers. I gave her half of the mushroom pet stickers. And so she got a little package of her own. And she was so happy because she says, I'm running out of things to do. I said, well, here you go. Here's some stuff that I got from Jackie. And I told her I was going to share. And so Mum was very grateful, and she said, well, tell Jackie from me, thank you, thank you. And I'm sure she will thank you herself when she gets on camera again, because she's very happy. So she said, I can make lots of cards. So she's going to be making cards. And yes, Jackie, sharing is caring. Next up, I have this item. Now, I have bought these a few times in the past. However, I buy these for friend mail because they're so cute, and they are simply a pair of, now I would maybe even do a giveaway. They're a pair of Vegemite jars, and we love our Vegemite in Australia. You're not an Australian if you don't eat Vegemite, mate. On a bit of toast in the morning, beautiful way to wake up. So that's going in the friend mail there. And I have got quite a few things in there now. Next up we have, where's the opening? Yep, can't open these. These are lovely. Oh, what did I say they were? Did I say how much they were? They're $1.80, so that's a cheap present, but lovely because it's Australiana, guys. Oops, then I've lost all the little bits. Okay, this comes with only one. Okay. Oh, no, there it is. It comes with 2 different closures. So it has, this is really unusual. I've never seen this before. Okay, so what we have a pair of earrings, but they come with the usual little clips, you know, the little metal clips. But it also comes with the little silicone ones, so that if you're allergic to the metal, you can pop the silicone on. So that's really thoughtful. I've not seen that before. And I'm going to have to put these in a little thing. And these are a beautiful, and they are simply this little set. And they're gorgeous. I should send you little Vegemite ones, Jackie. So these are beautiful, and they do come with the 2 different sorts of backs. Now, I will have to find a little bag for those guys, because they will go missing and they will get lost. So these are for friend mail because I can't wear them. Now, they do come with a little rubber protector on the back, which you simply slide off, and then you can choose which backing you use, whether it be the little gold ones or the little silicone. And I cannot do that. Is Vegemite like jam? No, Jackie. Jan. No, Jan. Vegemite is a byproduct. When you do the beer making, it's a yeast byproduct, and it was found on by accident when they were making a batch of beer, and they had this sludge of yeast byproduct, and they would have processed it in a certain way, and it looks like tar, the consistency of tar, the color of tar, and it's not sweet, it's very salty. And it can, when you bite into it, it can get that little zing in your jaw. But we love it, and it is definitely an acquired taste, but we grew up with it, so we don't know any better. It's beautiful. I love it. And some of the comments here are, God, no, Jan, not like jam. And Jackie says you either love it or hate it. That's true. And I love it. Some people like it spread really thin. What a wuss. Sorry, but if you're an Aussie, mate, slap it on. I don't like it really, really thick unless it's a fresh piece of bread straight out of the oven and it's still a little bit warm. Put thick butter on, thick Vegemite, and it comes out your teeth, or squeeze it onto a Sayo and you squeeze it and it comes out like little worms, tops. But normally on a piece of toast, I will just have a medium spread of, but I like it all the way to the edge. I hate it when people put it on and they only put a little slathering in the middle and the edges are all, I want there to be Vegemite with every bite of toast. Come on, what do you guys think? All the way to the edge or just a bit in the middle? For me, all the way to the edge. Slap it on thick. Deb says, I think people who don't like Vegemite spread it on their toast like jam, just to find, yeah, it's true. And I think that's probably why they hate it, because the first time they try it, they think, oh yeah, it's like a jam. They put it on thick. And you're right, Deb, that's probably why they don't like it. And Deb says, Diane, exactly, all the way to the edge. 100%. Now, I bought these for me. Now, as you know, I can't wear fakies for too long, but I can wear them for a short period of time. These feel really heavy. Let's give them a go. I'll pop one in and we'll have a look. See? Now, I can wear them for a short period of time, but not very long. Oh, they're not too bad. They're all right. I'll keep them in, see how they look. What do you think? Okay, let's have a look, see how they look. Whoopsie. No, is that one in? Yes, it is. There we go. What do you think, guys? They're very, wow, I like them. Let me see. I'll look at my phone to see, because I've turned my camera around so I cannot see myself on my, I can't use my device as a monitor because I cannot see, because I'm looking at the back of my iPad. All I can see is the little camera hole, which means it's good because I'm only looking at you and not at myself. And for me to see what it looks like, I have to actually look at my phone, because that's where I can see you guys or your comments. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see your comments. And they're cute. They're like a blue, a very beautiful blue. Yeah, they're really pretty. Now, what did I pay for these little pretties? I paid $2.74, and they're now $3.27, and they are called boho earrings because they're really pretty. I love them. They are dangly, and I might wear them when I go on my girls' trip. Okay, next up we have, I'll pop those away. Oh, hi, Susan. How are you? Susan is in Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Susan, all the way from Canada. My parents were either going to migrate to Canada or Australia from the Netherlands. They couldn't speak a word of English when they came out here in 1959. I think they were married in 1958. My mother was only very young. Well, young, she was a teenager. And these are beautiful. They are a little set of earrings and they're quite lovely. I think my mum would like these. And they are very elegant. So they have the solid stone, and then they've got a rounded square. You know what I mean, rounded square. It's a square with the edges rounded, the corners rounded, and it is they're little tiny diamantes, and they're very elegant. They are gorgeous. They come with a little set of silicone little backs, as well as the ones here with the little padded back. Now, these are really good because they even the weight out on the back so that they hang better. And I will pop those. I can wear them. Now, I put a pair of earrings in the other day, yesterday or the day before when I went out, and I only had them in for maybe 2 hours, and my ears were starting to hurt. So I generally can't wear anything but gold, and if I do, I can wear it for maybe 2 hours. So if I go on a night out, I can get away with wearing something like these for a little while. However, I have to remove them not long after that, because I will end up in trouble. I'm going to take these off the card. So Jan just said, Vegemite must give you good eyesight because I couldn't read my phone without glasses. That's good. Yeah, I actually, I'm short-sighted, so I can see close up, but I can't see far away. I can see, but it's the further away it is, the blurrier it is. But I am having a lot of trouble with my close-up now. So I thought if I ever have to have, if I ever get cataracts and I can have my, your thingies, your lenses improved, you can either choose to get your short distance or your distance eyesight corrected. And I thought, well, if there's no difference to my distance eyesight if I get my close-up eyesight fixed, that's what I would do. But if it affects my distance, then I wouldn't do it. I would just get glasses for close-up and then just do my distance. But I'm not sure. Anyway, those earrings were only $1.35, now $1.39. That's a bargain. Lots of love sent to you. Lots of love sent to you from Susan here in Ontario. Thank you. And what else? Susan's doing well. She never misses a video. All the best to all of you and your amazing family. Oh, thank you, Susan. That really warms my heart. And g'day, Deb. I can only wear stainless steel. I'm allergic to gold. Oh, really, Leanne? I've never, ever heard of anyone being allergic to gold. I can't wear anything but gold. I have this little cheap silver bracelet on from Temu. Now, I can wear it to do a video. However, I had it on the other day for half the day and I was starting to get a rash. And I also find if I was to wear this for a couple of days, all that silver color would disappear and it would just eat it away. Even my watches, I have to have, I'll show you what my body does. I'm very acidic. So what happens, I'll show you. Now this one is just a Temu cheapie. I got this one cheap. You see what my skin does? It eats away at the metal. And this one I have not had an allergic reaction to this one as yet. But generally, if I wear a watch that has, say, I can't wear leather straps. If I wear leather straps within a week, my body eats through the leather and they just fall apart. If I wear stainless steel, it's not so bad. But if I wear a beautiful, like a gold colored watch or a silver colored watch, my body eats the metal to the point where it actually pits the metal and it becomes sharp and I get a rash. It's just disaster. That's why I buy the silicone. And this one has so far not given me any trouble, but it is eating away the color, as you can see. So, yeah. Okay. Now, these I bought, and they are nail polish removers. They were $1.39, now 96 cents, and there's 100 little sticks in here. Now, what you do with these is you put they have a little cotton swab at the end. You dip that into your nail polish remover and you can get the nail polish off right at the corners or at the top or underneath the nail where you have colored your nails and you have missed, which is what I do. I do that all the time. So I will pop them into my nail polish bag. So what has Deb said here? Deb said she had 2 late Temu parcels to open. She had 5 freebies that arrived late and she got $5 back on each. Wow, 100% profit. So she not only got 5 freebies, they were in 2 packages and she got $5 for each package. So not only did she get the goods for free, they paid her to get those free goods. She got $10 back. Wow, that's amazing, Deb. That's awesome. Oh, speaking of Temu, now, as you know, I no longer have Fishland, the game Fishland, because Temu, I think I only just reached my free gifts and I couldn't go back in with my leftover credit. You know, you get your your little fish food, I could not go back in and use that fish food to start a new round. It no longer is available to me, and it says go and look at some other Temu thing, because it's no longer available, and it says it's a random thing given. So I no longer have Fishland, and I've had that since day one, since I started, and I no longer have it. And with Farmland, I'm finding now with Farmland, it is really easy to get up to 95% really quick, right? Do you agree? Then from 95, it takes a little while to get to 97, and then you get to 99. And then when you get to 99, it then goes 99 point, I think, is it 3, and then 5, and then 7, and then 9. And then when you're at 99.99%, when you get up to, say, 90%, you then have to do every single percent. So you got to go 99.01, 99.02, 99.03. Now, I found that it would only do that for the last 3%. And now I'm on 99.99%, and I'm only up to 40% for that last percent that I've got to get, if you know what I mean. It sounds confusing. And I've now got to do for the next 60% of that last percent that I need, it's going 40.01, 40.02. And that never ever did that until you got to 97%. So yeah, okay. So I'm giving up on that game, because that's not fair. That means I would have to spend, it's 60 times 1,000. I have to get 60,000 Farmland feed to get that last percent. Do you know how much that is in dollars I would have to spend? I would have to spend probably $6,000 to get that, to get the end of my game. So you know what, Temu? Forget it. Yep, I know. They're getting ridiculous. The games are getting ridiculous. So, and these are getting ridiculous, Temu. Alcohol swabs, come on. I used to buy a pack of 100 alcohol swabs in a box, and they were that big at least. Now I have ordered 100 swabs for $2.65, and check out the size. Check out the size, guys. Like, what can I swab with that? Seriously? Is that for a pimple patch? Is that for one pimple? Come on, Temu. What's going on? Come on. Oh, I think they're trying to get rid of the games too, Leanne, because I think people are getting too many freebies. I think the freebies are getting less. And I also think that the, what was I going to say? The freebies are getting less, but also the deals are getting less. Like, I used to be able to go on and look for deals, and I'd always get something that is just amazing deal. They're so far and few between. I'm lucky to get one a month. And the other thing I've noticed is that not only are the gifts harder to get now, and they're getting rid of all the games, the games that they do have, like the games within the game, I think Farmland has, you know, the little dice game where you've got to go around the board and collect all these little things. Even that, for the last 4 goes, I've not even been able to get that. And secondly, when you do go into Farmland, or even Fishland at the time, but mostly Farmland, when you go into that game, you've got that one game where you have got to do the merge, you know, the merging of the things, like what is it they have? They've got 4 or 5 different things. They used to only have 4. No, they used to only have 3 things. Now they've got 5. And so you can make, you know, you make the sorbets and you make all those things with the merging. Even the merging is getting harder. And when it knows what you still need, you get everything but what you need. And then the dice game where you go around the board, it is getting so difficult now to play that, because if you are getting towards, say you've got a couple of hours left, and I only had to get one more item. So I thought, oh, great, tomorrow when I get my freebies, you know, you get your, for going in and searching it on Temu, you get free fish food or farm food, whatever. water, I should say. So I thought, oh, it's great. I'll get enough to get one more a roll of the dice, and I'll get it. However, the game ended because the time had run out. So I thought, oh, wow. So I didn't get it. So I'm finding that it is getting harder and harder to reach and complete each game, to the point where I just don't want to play them anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. So, oh, and this is my biggest beef at the moment with Temu. You know, when you're given incentives to buy a certain amount and you get a certain amount of fish food, farmland food, whatever. So I put in orders, or actually, because I'm part of Temu Circle, if you go over $100, I think it's 120, you get 15% off your order. So I thought, well, that's a pretty good incentive. So, and plus I had vouchers, and I thought, okay, I'm going to put in a big order for once. So I put in a $150 order, and you know what Temu did? They broke the order up. So they put one order as being, now I had all the items ticked to go in one order. They had taken out one item, two items which came to $38. They took out another amount that came to $40. Now, I normally have to have a $50 minimum, so I don't know why they even took out $38, because normally I'm not able to put in an order for that. So they broke up my order, which was over $120, into 3 parcels. Two they put into, as I said, a $50 and a $30 parcel or something like that. And the remainder, they did not even put it through as an order. It's still in my cart. So the rotten buggers, they are making it so that you don't get the bigger amount, you don't get the bigger discount. So Temu is sucking all over the place, because not only can I not get the freebies, I can't play the games. When I do play the games, they're impossible to achieve. And now with the orders, they are even debunking me on my orders where I'm getting bigger discounts and bigger vouchers, because certain vouchers you have to have over $120 to get the $40 off. And I couldn't even redeem that because they broke the parcel up when I specifically ticked everything and said I want that in one parcel. They've split it, so I don't even get any discounts. I'm getting less food. It's ridiculous. I'm over Temu. If there's another new selling thing, I'm leaving. So let's see what everyone says. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the games, Leanne. And definitely, I've only got farmland now. And Jan says they took away the freebies from Temu Circle too, unless you choose from a certain page. Yes, you do have to pick from a certain page, and that certain page, the prices are dearer, and I still do get the freebies once a month. However, you only get $10 worth, which is all you pay for 3 months anyway. So you still get $30, up to $30 worth of freebies. So I'm still okay with that side of Temu Circle. And Leanne says the merging is definitely getting harder, and the time game, it seems like it's every roll 1 or 2. Yeah, that's exactly right. When I get a lot of dice to play, so I had 37 dice. So 37 rolls, and the first 10 were 1 and 2. So how on earth do you ever win these prizes again? So I'm going to stop playing the games. I'll still stick with Temu Circle, but that's about it. Daisy says, I just got my $75 credit items delivered yesterday. Where did you get the $75 credit items? What's that? What was that for, Daisy? Leanne says, that's ridiculous. Daisy says, wow. Deb says, wow, Daisy. And Jan says, that's ridiculous. And it is. It's ridiculous. I'm so over Temu. I spend a lot of money to keep this channel going. I do not get sponsored. I'm not a Temu influencer. I'm not part of the Temu program. Everything that I buy just to keep this channel going. And I don't get paid any money from YouTube. So for me, it's not only expensive, and I'm only able to do it because I had a car accident just over 2 years ago, or just maybe 2 years ago. And I'm able to use the money. I got $1,000 payout, and that's what I'm using to buy all these products. Most of the products I end up giving away to the kids, or, you know, whatever, friend mail, gifts, whatever giveaways. I'm not really needing a lot of these things. Some of them I still use, but basically I'm running out of money, guys. It's getting harder and harder, and then Temu makes it even harder. So Temu can... I think it was through Temu Circle credit. Oh, okay. So you got $75 Temu Circle credit. So that was, you must have had quite a few orders then. These are really cute. I won't be able to wear these because they are artificial, and these ones sit in your ears. But they are adorable. Have a look, guys. Can you see that? They are adorable. They're a pale green. And then they have the little, oh, I've shown you the back, so I'm sorry. I just showed you the back. I'm sorry. I'm still peeved at Temu for making it so difficult for anyone to get anywhere. Okay. And here I was thinking this was going to be really short. There you go. Oh, stop bouncing. There you go. Aren't they pretty? They've got a light green stone, and they've got the little thing of beautiful little stones underneath. They are adorable. They probably will be friend mail. I will pop them in a little box. Now I'll show you these. I'll pop them in a little bag actually. These are from Temu. They are brilliant. I love them. It is us in the States that caused all this with the dang tariffs. Yeah, I believe that's the problem. Now I remember seeing a woman, and a Chinese woman in a factory, crying, saying that, oh, the tariffs are making it so hard and they can't survive, that a lot of the factories are closing down and things like that. Yeah, I think the tariffs are making it harder, but I just think that Temu is cutting their nose off to spite their face, because they're losing a lot of customers worldwide. We're fed up. So I'll just pop them in there to show you a little bit closer, but there you go. Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely lovely. So they will be friend mail. Pop them in there. Next up, I must have bought these twice. Okay, I bought them twice, guys. There's the other set. I bought them twice. So this will be friend mail. $1.35 now, $1.39. Of course, I'm going to rub that out. I don't want people to know if I'm giving it as friend mail. So I'll just cut that off. Cut that off. So that's in friend mail. Yep, so Daisy says our prices went up on Temu about then as well. It definitely did, because we're not getting as good a deals anymore. And Leanne says it's been horrible here since the tariffs. I've only ordered once since the tariffs went into effect. And yes, they did. They definitely went up. Our prices definitely went up. And it's disgusting. Okay, this next item I paid $2.86, now $3.31. And what it is, oh, it's wrapped in plastic. It's Laura Palmer. If you don't know what Laura Palmer means, it was a show on TV. And it was about a girl who was found murdered, wrapped in plastic. And so it was a detective show. And so whenever I get something that's wrapped in plastic, I say it's Laura Palmer, because she was wrapped in plastic. Okay, I don't even know what this is. I can't even open it. It is a... Oh, sounds like Jack's back home. It is a palette, a colour palette, and it is beautiful. It's all earth tones. Look at that. That's beautiful. Because I really like these earth tones. Nice. Very nice. It's got a little bit of glitter. I look forward to wearing those. Next up, oh, we have some more jewellery. This one was $2.12, now $2.27. Let's have a look. They are nice colours. I really like the earth tones. Oh, these are so cute. I love bees. I have my own bees. Now, I have to tell you a little story about my bees. Now, I have not been into my beehive for 6 months. 6 months. Now, normally, if you don't go and look after your bees, you've got to, in summer, you go into your beehive every 2 to 3 weeks, and in winter, every 4 to 6 weeks. I haven't been in there for 6 months, and I have not been putting new diatomaceous earth in, which means that you can't go online for a little while, Jack. Not long. And so if you don't go into your beehive, you will actually, you might end up getting a hive that is inundated by the hive beetle, which affect the beehive, or you could end up, you can take these, or you can end up with wax moth through your beehive, and they put their larva into the hive, and they put like a, he's not here, love, they put like a spider webbing on your wax, so it just ruins everything, and you can't actually, oh, where's your macas? You can't actually use the honey anymore, and it inundates the hive so much that you actually, your queen might leave. Now, my husband did say that he thought he saw the hive did swarm, and the queen will sometimes do that if the hive is full and she has nowhere to lay eggs, because she can only stay in the bottom box, because you have a queen divider above that, the brood box, and then you have up to two boxes above that which are full of honey. If the queen can go up, she will lay eggs in between the honey, so you don't want that because you can't spin them. So yeah, so he did see the hive swarm, and so I said, oh, okay. And then about a couple of days later, I had an old hive which I had popped outside because we had sheds renewed. So I popped all my stuff outside, which included 2 hives. Now, they had gone into one of the hives because it had a little hole in it, and because they go seeking for a new place to live, and they were deciding, oh, we're going to go and live in there, right? So I had to go and deal with the hive, and so I went in, and it's really hard for me to lift the full frames of honey on my own because of my wrists, and that's why I usually need someone to help, and I did not have anyone to help. So I went in and thinking, okay, and there was a storm coming, so I really had to get those bees out of that box that they had decided to go and live in, because it's a broken box for one, and it had no waxed frames in it, so that's another problem. So I said, all right, I'll go and do it. So I got my suit on. It was already, the afternoon, and I thought, oh, this isn't good. And so I went up there and I opened the box, and to my surprise, the hive was super healthy. There was only a few wax beetles, which they have been dealing with them. And right down the bottom of the hive, you've got a little pull-out tray, and I put diatomaceous earth in there, which is natural, it's organic. It's crushed up beetles or something like that. And it's like a powder, and they put other stuff, and it's like from the earth. That's why it's called diatomaceous earth. And anyway, you put that in, and what happens is when the beetles come in through the entrance, there's some of the female bees, the workers, they push them out, or if they do get in, when they're in the hive, they scare them down through the little grids in the bottom of the hive, and they drop into that little tray. And as they're walking through the diatomaceous earth, it gets up under their exoskeleton, and it shreds them, it cuts them up, and they die. So I have not put any new stuff in 6 months. So that was hardened, it was old, so it wasn't effective anymore. And so I thought, oh dear, this hive is not going to look good. But there were hardly any hive beetles in there. There was absolutely no wax moth in there at all. So this hive was really strong. They were really working well. There was I only had 1 extra honey box on top, just the brood and the honey. And the honey was it was full of honey, beautiful, fresh, new honey, beautiful. So what I did is I took them all out of that hive because the hive was rotting. It was no good. And I had to change all the frames over, put the babies in the new box. So I put them in my plastic hive, which is a really thick plastic. and I stuck them all in there and put the extra box on, divided the honey up into two, put half in one and half in the other. So they've now got plenty of room, because at the end of August is mating season for the queen. So she will go out and find a male and she will mate. So now she has plenty of room to lay babies, and she's going to be happy and she won't swarm. So I'm happy. There's plenty of room for all the bees, because in winter there's only around 20,000 up to 20,000 bees in a hive. In summer there will be up to 55 to 60,000 bees in a hive. So they really need the extra room, and these are the little bees that I have got, and I think they're adorable, and I will certainly wear them. So Daisy buys her honey from Ballina, and yes, I actually, now I used to get hay fever a lot. They don't have protective coat on them, guys. Now I used to buy honey from the guy who used to have hives on my property before I knew how to do bees, and it was because of him that I really wanted to get my own, so I did. And so I taught myself. I did get a few lessons from a Buddhist monk, and then I went ahead and learned how to do it. And yeah, so I used to buy my honey from him, and I have found that since I've had my hives, I had up to 5 hives at one stage, but it was just too much work. To get 1 kilo of honey, it's just like, it takes tens of thousands of bees, quite a bit of flight to actually get that honey, to make that honey for you. To get that much honey is like an astronomical amount of bees to get 1 kilo of honey. I think 1 teaspoon would take hundreds of bees to get 1 teaspoon of honey. I'm just going to show you. I just tipped all these out, but they're all the same. And so what they are, these cost $3.49, still $3.49, and you get 20 of these, and they are little sakura, which is cherry blossom. It is Japan Sakura hand cream. And it just says there, I will need my glasses for this one, guys. I cannot read it. You like the taste from the flora up there, Daisy. Yeah, it depends on what flowers your bees are, because a beehive, the bees in the hive will travel 5-kilometre radius from the beehive. Unless they're native bees, they only travel 2 kilometres, because they look like baby flies and they don't have stingers. So native bees are more, they're tiny, and so they only travel up to 2 kilometres, and they can't sting, and their honey is worth a lot of money. I think a little jar of honey that size from native bees would probably cost you $25, because it's just so rare. It says here this has niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C. So I'm going to take a few of these with me on my girls' weekend, and we're going to have a little bit of a spoiling. Hi, it's me, Jay. How are you? Oh, you finally caught my live. That's great that you were able to save your beehives. Oh, I was so happy, because to set up one beehive from scratch, like if you didn't have any bees and you wanted to buy a 3-box hive, as well as all the equipment, you know, your spinner, your suit, all that, it would cost you up to $1,000 to get started, to get one hive. So I'm really glad that I was able to save my bees, because I do love my honey. And what I was trying to say is that my bees have cured my hay fever. I have been eating my own beehive honey, my own honey, for probably maybe 6-7 years now. And because they collect the pollen, or the nectar and nectar from the trees within a 5-kilometre radius of where you live, I used to only get hay fever when I went outside of that boundary, because there were pollens that I wasn't eating in the honey, because you will find traces of pollen in your honey, although it might be so tiny that you can't see it. And so, yeah, so that honey actually does help with allergies. And that's what it's done for me, guys. It has completely cured me. These cute little earrings are little pink stones, and they are adorable. They're little drop, they're like little teardrops. Can you, oh, have I got the back to you again? I'm sorry. There we go. So that's what they look like. They're really pretty. So cute. And I love those. They are too tiny. See how tiny they are? They are going to be too tiny for my big fat earlobes. I can only wear ones like this or this, but the other ones I will definitely have to, this will have to be friend mail. I shall pop it into a little bag. And they were $2.24 now, $1.45. So the jewellery at Temu is super cheap. They will be friend mail or a giveaway. Next up, we have this. I've only got 2 more items, guys. Oh, no. And they are pretty. Now, these come in a pack of 4. They were $15.48, still $15.48, and I got this because I had credit. I had more than $15 credit, so I got these for free. And what they are, now this should have been part of my survival kit that I got. I have done a survival video if you want to check that out if you haven't already. If you're new to my channel and you have enjoyed what you have seen today, please don't hesitate to subscribe. We have a wonderful little family of lovelies here, and we're all very friendly and we all love each other. And please don't hesitate. Please don't forget to give thumbs up, guys. It helps my channel grow. Now, these are disgusting. Look what's happened. They have completely melted. This is how hot we get it here. I wonder if they've all done that. Now, what they are, oh, look, it's all over the place. They have melted and exploded all over the place. And these are called, I shall read it out on the thing, they are called 24-hour vegetable wax emergency candle. So that's what they're called. Now let's see if they've all done this. They're all ruined. I can throw them all away. Look at that. They're all ruined. However, I may be able to save them. What I will do, and they've all, now lucky I did waste these. What I can do with these guys is I can certainly use these, take the wax out, melt it back down, put new wicks in, because this is a really good idea. The little tins, they're little aluminium tins, and I think they've all had a blowout. Yep, see, they've all gone funny. I might be able to, I can use these wicks again. I can just, on a gentle heat, I will remelt them. I'll take all the wax out of these little tins, and the little wicks will be in amongst it, and then I can just simply remelt them and pop them back in, and maybe not have them sitting like that. I'll have them sitting flat. So I will have to do that. That's a job I can do, certainly. I've got an old pan I can use. That's a waste. Yeah, I can save them, definitely. I'll just remelt them, and the wax is really soft for some reason. But I also have a great tip for you. If you have no power and it's at night time and you need to make a quick and easy candle because you don't have any, all you do is get a glass jar or whatever, and you put in rice, pop some rice in there, then pop some vegetable oil, olive oil, whatever you want, put some oil into the jar until it covers about 1 to 1.5 centimeters above the rice. You then put in you get a cotton bud, you cut off one side and you poke the side that you cut off into that mixture, and you just have a little bit, no, sorry, is that right? Yes, I think that's how you do it. And then you pop the cotton bud in so the wick is just sticking above, because the cotton bud will be the wick. Let that absorb the liquid, and then light it, and you will have an emergency candle. 9 people here and only 4 likes. Come on, guys. Thumbs up, please. Thank you, Jen, for reminding them. Please do that. Next up, we have this item. Now, this is an item. This has 3 items in it. $5.93, now $6.90. Comes in a little case. I know. I don't get many likes from people. I don't know why. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, no, this was L3. I've got L times 3. It's model L3. Now, I did buy a few of these. I think they're random. And I did manage to get another one, but I've popped it into another bag. And what they are is they are sunglasses, and they're quite cute. They have got the tortoiseshell little arms. It has got the pink reflective little coating there. They're quite nice and they're quite lovely. Oh, I like the way that they cover all the way. What do you think, guys? Yes or no? Sunglasses normally don't fit me and hats don't normally suit me, but baseball caps are okay, and I think this one would be okay too. I'll just have a look. Oh yeah, they look all right. I'm just looking at my replay here because it's a bit delayed. Yeah, I think I like those. They're quite nice. They're pretty. And I like the pink coating. You're going to be styling. Those are cute. They are. I do love them. Have a close look. They are beautiful. They're really, really cute. And I love the tortoiseshell. Really, really pretty. And they have even got the little metal little accent there. How's that? That's cool. I love that. They are really good. I'm going to definitely use this. I might take those on my girls' weekend away. Definitely. I'm definitely wearing them. I love that. And I love that it comes with a case. And they were only $5.93. That is awesome. I'm definitely, I don't need that little plastic bag, do I? I'm definitely going to use these. Now, I do keep these plastic bags. I will keep them because I have a pair of glasses that I have on my little... Now, it has got a little hole here. Now, I'll show you what to do. I'll show you what to do, right? So there's little air holes here, and they come in handy because I'll show you what I do. So I have a pair of sunnies. You pop them into there, but you try and get that through there. So you shut them up like that, and I leave one arm out, and I hang them on my dressing table mirror so that my glasses are protected from dust. They're protected from anything that's in the air, and you leave one arm out so that you can hook it onto your dressing table mirror. What a great idea, guys. There's my little handy tip for today, because here at Chit Chat Down Under, we love giving tips. So that's my tip for the day, guys. But yeah, so I will keep this little bag because I have got a pair of, they're not sunglasses, but they're those glasses that you use for when you're doing work around the house. They are for protection, protective glasses. Now this is the little case I bought. I had a little blue one with little cats, but I mucked it up, so I bought this one instead. This is also Temu, and I think they're under $5 as well. So I'm just definitely going to take these glasses with me, most definitely, and I will take this little thing with me because these very rarely, are these dirty right now? Yes, they are. Oh, geez. They are dirty. So please, guys, don't forget to give the thumbs up. It helps my channel to grow. I'm still a very relatively small channel. I've only been around for just over a year now. And some people are lucky to get their channel up and going really quick because they get help from other channels. But yeah, that's really cute. Look, it's even got the little woven thing. So I love that. I'm definitely going to use those. I will use this for my special ones. Patent it. Yes, I should patent it, shouldn't I? But yeah, that. I think that's all I've got, guys. We've done everything else. I'm definitely going to have to fix these up. I'm definitely going to use this. I should swap some of these colours. Let's go the brown. Oh, that's shimmery. I love that. And then we got that one. So these are the 3 glitters in that little set. So you can sort of see they start from the darkest up. There's 3 shimmers with glitter. And then we also have, oh, this one's really, really dark. These are the plain colours. So we've got the really dark brown. And then we have, oh, we've got a couple of colours there. So they are really pretty colours, guys. I'm running out of fingers. And what I like to do is when I do put a dark colour on the base, I then put a light colour above it. And I always put a medium colour that's in between the two, just across where your pupil would be. And it just gives your eyelid a bit of a highlight, a bit of wow. And I really love these colours, guys. I mean, they're all over me. Look, they're really pretty. They're earth colours. Jan says, good night, Diane. It's 10:42 here in Georgia. Oh, thank you for joining me, Jan, and thank you for all your fun comments. That was fun. And thank you again. I hope you catch me again soon. And I'd like to thank all of my lovelies here today for your participation in today's little video. And all of you who will watch the rerun, thank you also for catching me and supporting this little channel. Please don't forget to put the thumbs up. I need all the help I can get, guys. And because I'm not sponsored at all. I do it all on my own bat. And I am running out of things to buy. I keep saying that, but then I force myself to buy something just so that I've got some content. And this is a reason why I have been buying chips and lollies and things like that to taste test, because the boys get to have that as a treat. And of course they, you know, they've got something to take home with them. And thank you once again, Roz, for my beautiful friend mail and card. I really appreciate you, girl. I could not find them. Now I have got the words so I can make my cards beautiful again, because I hate printing something and it's not the same. And Daisy says, bye all. Deb says, bye, Diane and everyone. Thank you so, so much, everyone, for joining me on this fun little haul. And I hope to see you again soon. Always remember, be kind, be nice, treat people the way that you want them to treat you. It's a bad world out there, but we can make it fun in our little community, our little bunch of lovelies. It's fun. We have a good time, don't we, guys? Thanks for watching. I will see you again next time when I'm staring straight back at you. I have to get up now to turn it off because I can't reach it because the monitor is turned around. Thanks again. See you soon, guys. Love yous. Bye for now.